Have you ever wondered why the guy who seems to do the least gets the most attention from women? Why is it that the man who doesn't chase, who isn't constantly available, who holds back just enough, is the one she can't stop thinking about? It's not because he's playing games. It's because he knows something most men don't. The power of stillness and mystery. At the Modern Stoic, we don't just talk about ancient wisdom, we show you how to make it work in real life. And today, we're diving into why the guy who plays it calm, cool, and collected becomes the one she thinks about long after he's gone. If you're tired of trying too hard, trying to prove yourself, and getting nothing in return, hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about why being the man who knows how to hold back is the key to attracting the woman you desire. 1. Stop proving yourself. Let her wonder. The first truth most men miss is this: you don't need to prove a thing. From the time we're young, we're taught to seek approval, to impress, to show off how clever or funny we are, to convince her we're the right choice. But here's the thing: the more you try to prove yourself, the more you show doubt. And if you're unsure about your value, why should she be sure? Women are drawn to mystery. The man who doesn't lay it all out on the table, who leaves just enough unanswered, is the man who makes her lean in. And when you're not trying to impress her, it flips her expectations. She's used to guys who throw themselves at her for attention, who flatter her and seek her approval. But when you show up like you don't care whether she likes you or not, that's when she'll want to figure you out. This isn't arrogance, it's self-containment, a term the Stoics loved. When you know you're enough just as you are, you stop seeking outside validation. And when you stop chasing, you give her something she's rarely felt: uncertainty. You'll notice it when she starts testing you, throwing sarcasm or silence your way. She's wondering, does he even care? And when she's asking herself that, you've already created the tension that draws her in. On the other hand, nice guys often make the mistake of trying too hard. They smile too wide, compliment too much, and lean in too far. It's just too much. It's predictable. And as the Stoics taught, predictability is forgettable. 2. Her brain craves uncertainty. Use it. To make her think about you when you're not around, you have to create a bit of uncertainty. Most guys make the mistake of being crystal clear. They think if they're straightforward, they'll form a deeper connection. But attraction doesn't work like that. A woman's desire is triggered by the unknown, the space between what she feels and what she can't quite figure out. That's biological programming. A man who's not easily accessible signals value. If he's not chasing, he must already have options. Her brain's wired to respond to that. So how do you give her that uncertainty? By pulling back just enough. You don't have to be cold, just deliberately distant at times. When you don't give her the constant validation she's used to, she starts chasing. You've now become the question mark she can't stop thinking about. This isn't manipulation, it's projection of self-worth. You're not there to entertain or chase. Your time is valuable, and when you stop flooding her with attention and let her earn it, you create a dynamic that's far more powerful than just playing nice. 3. Act like you've been there before. When you walk into a room, do you carry yourself like you're in control? Or do you act like you're trying to impress? Here's the thing. The guy who enters a room unshaken, unbothered, is the one who commands attention. Not because he's trying, but because he doesn't need to try. Most men change when they're around a beautiful woman. They tense up, talk too much, and act like it's sacred ground. But the man who doesn't flinch, who treats every interaction with emotional authority, is the one who holds the room's energy. This isn't about being aloof or cold. It's about emotional abundance. You've seen it. The man who doesn't fall apart when faced with beauty or attention, who doesn't shift his energy or ego for validation. When you act like you've been there before, like you've seen it all, that's the power of Stoic calm. It's that quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't make a scene but still demands respect. You don't over-smile, over-compliment, or overreact. You're just there. And that's exactly when she starts to wonder, what's behind this guy? What's he thinking? 4. Give less, and she'll feel more. In today's world, we're taught that giving everything is the key to love and connection. But the truth is, when you give too much too soon, you don't create closeness, you overwhelm it. Most men try to attract a woman by showering her with constant attention, texts, compliments, time, validation. While it might feel like the right thing to do, it often backfires. The key here is space. Space is where curiosity thrives. Space is where attraction is born. When you give less, intentionally and calmly, you create a pull that draws her in. Emotional restraint, not intensity, makes your presence feel meaningful. You don't need to give her constant access to your emotions or energy. You don't need to fill every silence with words or every moment with attention. Think about your favorite song. Imagine playing it on loop for hours. Eventually, it loses its power. Same goes for relationships. If she doesn't miss you, she can't desire you. The secret isn't to disappear completely, but to give only when it counts. One compliment, when earned, will hit far deeper than 5 scattered ones. When she tests you, smile. When she's trying to provoke a reaction, stay calm. Your energy isn't free, it's valuable. And that's the difference between being just another guy and being the one she can't stop thinking about. 5. Let her chase your calm. There's something almost magnetic about a man who isn't shaken by the chaos around him. His calmness isn't forced. It's a product of his inner peace and self-sufficiency. Women aren't drawn to men who seek validation or approval from others. They're drawn to men who already own their worth. When you don't feel the need to impress, when your energy isn't dependent on her response, you become an enigma. She begins to wonder why you're so composed, why you don't flinch at what would make others nervous. And here's the kicker. Calmness is rare. It's an energy that feels grounded, present, and safe. When you remain unshaken, unhurried, and unbothered, it creates a paradox. She wants to understand you, to crack the mystery of why you don't chase. This isn't about being cold. It's about being steadfast. When you can remain calm while the world around you fluctuates, you become someone she wants to chase. And the best part? You don't have to change anything about yourself. She becomes the one leaning in, the one trying to figure out why you're... 7. Keep her guessing your intent. Nothing keeps a woman mentally engaged like curiosity. It's not about making her feel uncertain or insecure, but about creating space for her to wonder. When you reveal your full intentions too soon, the mystery disappears, and with it, the attraction. Clarity can kill the spark. Women love a challenge, and when you keep her guessing, when you don't lay your cards on the table too quickly, that's when the game truly begins. This doesn't mean being vague just for the sake of it. It's about holding back enough to maintain intrigue. Don't overshare, don't commit too early, and don't seek constant validation. Let her wonder. Let her guess where you stand. And when she's doing that, she's investing. She starts to lean in, trying to figure you out. The more she has to work for your attention, the more she wants it. This is the psychological principle of reward anticipation. When the outcome is uncertain, the brain keeps revisiting the situation, wondering what will happen next. The more she wonders, the more emotionally invested she becomes. It's about creating that mystery, the kind that makes her come back again and again, trying to crack the code. The Stoics understood this well. They didn't feel the need to explain themselves or lay everything bare. Instead, they let the moment unfold, allowing others to come to their own conclusions. 8. Be emotionally expensive. In a world where emotional availability is offered on every corner, being emotionally expensive, meaning selective, measured, and intentional, makes you stand out. When you offer your attention, your time, and your energy, make it count. Don't give it away easily. Let it have value. Women don't chase cheap emotions. They chase the rare ones. When you become emotionally distant, you're not being cold or distant. You're being disciplined. You don't give your emotions freely. You save them for moments that matter. This makes every interaction with you feel valuable. You don't overshare your feelings, and you don't constantly seek external validation. You are the one who decides when and how to reveal yourself. And because your emotions aren't easily accessible, they feel rare, and that rarity is magnetic. 9. Become her obsession by acting like you're optional. At the end of the day, the most powerful thing you can do is act like you're optional. This doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It means living a life so full of purpose, so rich with meaning, that you don't need her to complete you. When you walk into a room and carry that energy, the energy of someone who doesn't need anyone, but chooses to be there, that's when the magic happens. Most men make the mistake of chasing validation. They bend, they mold themselves to fit someone else's needs. But when you've built a life that's already fulfilling, when you've chosen yourself and your own journey, your energy shifts. And guess what? She starts chasing you. You don't chase her. You become the center of your own world. When you're grounded in your own self-worth, when you're not swayed by her actions, her attention, or her responses, that's when you become irresistible. She's going to start wondering, what makes him so calm? Why isn't he bending for me like the others? And here's the kicker, it's not arrogance. It's freedom. Freedom from the need to perform, from the need to chase, from the need to prove yourself. You become a man who stands on his own, someone she can't help but be drawn to. So, if you're ready to stop seeking approval and start living from a place of inner strength, here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment below with, "I choose my peace." Let's build this community of grounded, powerful men who attract without effort, who lead with silence, and who never chase, because we're already chosen. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started. The path to mastery isn't about impressing anyone. It's about becoming the man who doesn't need to try. Thanks for watching. Stay calm, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next video.